Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Tom, the CRO at Rex, and I'm really pleased to have you with us today alongside Danny Lambert, our Senior Account Manager and Salesperson in the UK. Today's a big one for us. We're giving you a first look at the next evolution of Rex AI and announcing the beta launch of our very first release, AI Admin. The way we build product at Rex has always been the same. We start by listening to our customers. When it came to AI, that was no different. There's so much hype around AI right now, and honestly, a lot of fatigue and confusion that comes with it. So it was important to us that we didn't just build AI for the sake of it. We built AI with purpose, the things you actually told us would make a difference in your business. So here's how today will run. I'll walk you through the market research that shaped our thinking, and then I'll be handing over to Danny from our team, who'll take you through a live demo of AI Admin, which, as I said, is launching in beta today. If you have questions as we go, drop them into the Q&A at the bottom of your screen, and we'll get to them at the end. Okay, let's get into it. Bear with me. Just getting this slideshow back up. Just give me one moment. Okay, apologies for that. Okay, so towards the end of 2025, oh, I just lost it again. My bad. Keeps dropping off my share screen for some reason. Okay. But towards the end of 2025, we engaged some of our key customers to be part of our AI advisory board. And together we ran workshops, gathered feedback and challenged ideas, making sure every AI solution we build solves real problems, saves meaningful time and genuinely improves outcomes. The result, a solid, clear plan and a roadmap for delivering AI that our partners can trust and rely on. The next set of slides summarizes the 5 key findings. Let's start with the most universal one, admin falling behind. Think about a busy week, 3 appraisals, 2 open homes, an offer written up, 4 vendor calls, 15 inquiries. By Thursday afternoon, the CRM hasn't been touched since Monday. Notes are in someone's head. Follow-ups aren't logged. And that contact who said, call me in 3 weeks, 3 weeks ago, they're forgotten. This isn't a discipline problem. It's a capacity problem. The work that generates revenue will always come before data entry, as it should. But a CRM that's 60% complete is significantly less than 60% useful. You can't prospect from bad data. You can't coach a team from missing activity. AI Admin changes that. Voice and text to action. Tasks that log themselves, the admin gets done without the agent stopping to do it. The second one is the big one. Prospecting fails. And when I say fails, I don't mean agents aren't trying. I mean the system they're working with isn't built to help them succeed at it consistently. Here's the reality most principals won't say out loud. Most outbound activity in most offices is either non-existent or reactive. Open home attendees, fresh inquiries, hot buyers. It's not prospecting, that's responding. True prospecting is going into your database every day, finding the people most likely to transact and reaching out before they raise their hand, before they call another agent. The reason it doesn't happen is simple. It's hard. A database of 5,000 contacts doesn't tell you who to call, why they're ready now, or what to say. So agents stick to the hot stuff in front of them. AI prospecting fixes this at the infrastructure level, not the motivation level. It scans the whole database, scores every contact, and surfaces a prioritized list every morning, ranked, with context, with talking points, ready to dial. We're not asking agents to work harder, we're asking the platform to do the hard part. Challenge 3 is one that surprises people at first, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Agents spend too much time on hot leads and not enough on the warm ones that become listings 6 months from now. And it's completely understandable. A buyer ready to purchase this week demands attention. That's where the commission is right now, and that's where the time goes. But here's the math problem. If an agent spends 80% of their time on the 10% of their database that's already hot, they're neglecting the 90% who will transact, that just haven't raised their hand yet. Those people don't get called, they don't get nurtured, and when they're finally ready to sell, They call whoever put a letterbox drop in their street last month. AI changes the economics here. If AI is handling the background engagement, agents don't have to choose between the hot leads and the warm one. The warm database is being kept alive automatically. So when someone becomes ready, you already have a relationship and the agent doesn't start from cold. This is one of the most underappreciated parts of what we're building. It's not about saving time, it's about compounding relationships at scale. Number 4 is about the psychology of the job, and it matters more than people give it credit for. The biggest enemy of agent productivity isn't laziness, it's paralysis. Opening a CRM with 5,000 contacts and no guidance on where to start is genuinely demotivating. And when you don't know where to start, you default to the easiest thing. You check emails, you scroll the feed, you do admin rather than picking up the phone. The best agents have solved this for themselves through discipline and routine. They've built personal systems. But you can't build an agency on the assumption that everyone has that level of self-direction. Most people need structure. They need to be told, start here. And that's exactly what AI prospecting delivers. The agent opens Rex in the morning and there's a ranked action list waiting, not a report to interpret, not a filter to configure, a clear prioritized set of actions with context attached. And the downstream effect is massive. Clarity leads to more calls leads to more conversations, and more conversations build more relationships, and that's where the listings come from. Number 5 is the other half of the prospecting problem, and it's the one nobody talks about enough. Even when an agent knows who to call, they still hesitate because they don't know what to say. Coldish outreach is uncomfortable. If you're calling someone who's been in your database for 2 years and hasn't heard from you in 6 months, what's your opening line? Just checking in, it feels weak. Do you know anyone looking to sell? Feels a little transactional. Most agents would rather not make that call at all than make an awkward one. But this is where AI changes the game, because now the system doesn't just tell you who to call, it tells you why this person is relevant right now and gives you a personalized opening based on their actual history. For example, they attended an inspection in their suburb 8 months ago. There's been 3 sales on their street in the last 60 days, 2 went above asking price. That's your reason to call, and here's how to frame it. Suddenly the call isn't cold anymore. It's informed, it's a reason to connect, not a reach into the dark. Remove who do I call and what do I say, and you remove the 2 biggest friction points in prospecting. What's left is the conversation, and that's where agents are at their best. So, off the back of those findings, we identified 4 pillars, and these are the foundation that every piece of AI functionality at Rex will be built on. Let me walk you through them. First, AI admin, the one we're launching today as a beta. Text or voice commands that take the admin work off your plate. Coming next, AI prospecting, currently in closed beta and rolling out over the coming months. This is the one that tells you who to call, why now, and what to say. No more guessing where to start your day. Then, AI nurture, built to activate the 90% of your database that's sitting idle right now. The relationships you don't have time to maintain, nurture keeps them warm in the background automatically. And finally, AI manage. Built for leaders, it surfaces team performance, spots the coaching moments, and helps you drive better results across the agency. Nurture and manage are both coming later this year. So zooming out, Rex is now an AI-first CRM, and what that means in practice is that every new feature we build from here on gets looked at through an AI lens. So that's the research, the roadmap, and the thinking behind it. Now to the part you've all been waiting for, the product. So today we're launching the very first pillar of Rex AI, AI Admin, and it's launching as an open beta available to register for during this session and afterwards. AI Admin takes the admin work off your plate, you speak or type a request, and it handles the rest. But rather than letting me tell you about it, let's show you. So I'm going to hand over to Danny, who's going to walk you through a live demo. Danny, over to you.
Thank you very much, Tom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, guys, and then just let me know once you can see my blue mobile phone screen on here. Amazing. So, guys, I've had a look at the participants today and the attendees to this event, and seeing some of you guys that have joined who I'd sat in calls with many years ago during lockdown, figuring out if CRM systems was the best change, to now presenting to you an AI roadmap is quite surreal. So thank you for sticking with us on the journey, and hopefully today you're going to see how powerful AI is going to be within your CRM database. Now, Tom's absolutely right. It's about having an AI first approach to your CRM system. It's not good enough anymore to just bolt AI in just to say that we have AI. Now everything's going to be looked at through that lens to say what's going to deliver you guys the most value, and the stuff that we're delivering is all based on feedback. So never underestimate the feedback that you do give to us on a day-to-day basis, because it's all valued and it all goes somewhere. Now, a lot of you will be familiar with my screen on here, which is the Rex mobile app, and a lot of you will be familiar with the back of the screen, which is your CRM database. Now, at the bottom of the screen, the AI admin star, this is where the admin level of the CRM system is going to come and take over now. And like what Tom said, tell the system what you want it to do, and it will go behind the scenes and do it for you. Now, I've got a few prompts that I've sort of pre-generated just for some time-saving exercises for us today, and of things that I feel that are very, very valuable to us as a business throughout a day-to-day basis. The first one, simply adding a contact into the database. There'll be no more having to jump into the CRM system, add it in, type everything in. You can simply jump into your AI admin and say, I've just met with Danny Lambert in the pub. He's the owner of 26 Thomas Street. His number is, and I've listed the number below. Could you please add him into my database, book a valuation appointment for 2 o'clock tomorrow? So that's how powerful this is. You're just telling the system what it is that you've incurred whilst you're out and about on the go, and the system will go behind the scenes and do this for you. So it will say Danny Lambert has now been added, or is he already a contact within Rex? We've now linked him to 26 Thomas Street in Custom House in London, E16 4BB. Here's the task that's been completed, and we need your input. So would you like us to update existing appraisal to the 7th of May? Yes, I can do that. It now will come through and say, amazing, that's now been completed. The contact has been confirmed as Danny Lambert. Here's the contact ID. The encounter is pub. It was a pub encounter, so we can tag that to let them know that you've met this person at the pub. The next one is the property has been confirmed as 26 Thomas Street, and we've linked it to the owner, and we've now created the meeting note and added it into your contacts and to the valuation record as well. So here you'll see the contact that's been added or that's been linked, and the property that's been added or linked as well. So I've asked it to update the existing valuation to the 7th of May because there was already one in my appointment, and it's gone all done. Danny Lambert's contact has been confirmed. The task has been complete. It will essentially now open you up to the chatbot to say, would you like to add anything else in here? Or is there anything else I can do for you? So as you can see, it's very much a back and forth conversation, but the main goal is to get Danny Lambert into the system, log him as the owner of 26 Thomas Street, and add a valuation appointment in for tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's all been done via the AI admin assistant. Now, if I was to go back to, for example, we've added now a contact in and we wanted to leave a valuation email. So we've now gone in, we've done the valuation, we want to get that post-valuation email sent out. What we can do is we can scroll right to the very top and say, look, we've just done a valuation on 76 Kildare Road. The owner wants to achieve £475,000 for the property. However, we valued the property at about 410. Could you please draft me an email explaining that we're happy to take on the listing at 410? It will then go and look for that database in the system for the property record. It will then add it in, and it will ask us to confirm who the email is being sent to. Now, as some of you are aware, I've got loads of celebrities in my demo account, so it's going to ask me which celebrity I'd like to link this to as the owner. So I've linked it to a particular contact owner in there, or a vendor. It's now added it to the property. It's now selected the owners that I want to send it to, and I've said, could you please send it? It's now drafted the email. It's ready for review. It's been addressed to Declan Rice regarding this property. And the system's just going to go and write that email for me. Now, this is where it becomes so powerful because, yes, it will generate the email for you, but you can jump in, you can edit, you can add on-the-fly customizations, and you can really tailor this to fit the narrative that you want to address for Declan Rice. So you can go in and add maybe a bit around, it was a pleasure meeting you today at the viewing. You got 2 lovely dogs that kept jumping up my legs. It was a pleasure to meet them as well. Add all of that into the system, and then you can either send the email or you want to make changes first. So if I was to send that email, hit submit, that will now send that email out, and it's now linked it to the property record and to Declan Rice as well. And that's how powerful it would be. But again, the end result is we wanted to get the valuation booked in, wanted to get the email sent out just to confirm all of the details, but to say that we're happy to take the property on at 410. Now, in the UK, something that I've always badgered on about in every single CRM demonstration that I do is the value of a track. Now, a track is obviously that predefined list of best practice follow-ups that enable you to keep in contact with a particular buyer or vendor the minute they come into your database all the way through to the end. But the feedback that I've had is, oh, once I've done the viewing, I go back to the office and sometimes I just forget to add them to the track. Now that is where AI admin is coming in, and it's going to save you the time of adding that track in. You can simply go through, and if I was to go down to past buyers track, you can see here that I've said to the system, please add Danny Lambert into a post-sale track as he's just purchased the property with us. But I've also done something deliberate here. So I have made some errors in the way that I'm adding it in to show you how smart the system is at picking these things up, because it notices that I don't have a track in my system called a past buyers track. So I have to go and prompt myself and say, sorry, it's actually called a past buyers track. Now, as we're going through this, it will say, right, the track is now being identified as a past buyers track. Please confirm which Danny Lambert contact we need to apply this to. So I've selected the one that I want to apply it to. As it's a demo account, I've got multiple contacts under my name. And the system will say, great, the past buyers track's now been applied to Danny Lambert. The contact's been created. Here's the ID. And here's the 7 tracks reminders that have been successfully scheduled. And it will run through them for you. So now it's giving you a preview of everything that's going to happen over the next 3 years in one screen. It's going to say, we're going to set them up on a quarterly newsletter, get an anniversary card sent out, follow up in a year's time, find out if they're thinking about buying or selling. It might even say to them, do they want help remortgaging? If so, can we refer to a mortgage advisor? It's going to prompt you to do all of these in the background, and it's going to have your scheduled track just operating behind the scenes. Now, if you want advice on how to build tracks, obviously support's the best place to go to, but I strongly recommend doing this post-sale, because your team can set them up on a nurture journey for the next 5 years simply by dictating into the system, please set that up for me. And it is as simple as that. Now, going back into some of the other prompts that I've got, you can see on here that there might be just some basic prompts. You might be out at a viewing and you get a phone call and it says, oh, actually, I'm meant to be at a viewing today with you guys. Could you please give me a call this afternoon at 5 o'clock to rebook that? Normally that's notepad out, give Jonathan a call at 5 p.m, notepad back in the filing cabinet or the briefcase, and you're on your way. However, you can now just dictate into the system, say, just met with Alexander Baker. Here's a phone number. Could you please set me a reminder to call him on Thursday morning? He wants to get the viewing booked in. The system will just say to you, that's been done. We've linked it to Alexander Baker's contact record that already exists. What we've done is, if they haven't existed, we've created a brand new contact for them. Here's the contact, and here's the reminder that you've been set. And if I was to click into that, you will see that a phone call reminder has been actioned for the 7th of May, and it's going to give me the ability to dial that number directly from the mobile phone. Don't have to go away and retype the number in. You're now using Pocket or Rex Mobile to make that all important phone call to get it sorted. You can then mark it as complete, and the system will then take you through that step-by-step post-call follow-up, as you guys will be familiar with if you make your phone calls out of Rex Mobile. Now, based on some of the prompts that I've already done, those are some of the ones that I feel to be very, very valuable. One of the feedback sections that I get from every single estate agent that I demo to that uses Rex is about logging feedback. Now, the AI admin assistant is going to be there to make your logging of the feedback so much more simple. So if I just go into this feedback log prompt that I've logged here and just simply see, look, there's 18 seconds of voice dictation into the system for a journey to be created of getting the feedback into my database and doing all the follow-up process that I've asked it to do behind the scenes. So could you please add some feedback into the viewing section of 76 Kildare Road based on Ed Sheeran saying that the garden was too small? Now, happy days. We can get that logged in, but where does it go? So we can see that it's now going to go onto the listing record. It's going to add that directly in. It will give you what it's doing in step-by-step prompts. It will then take you to the buyer contact. Now, if I click on Ed Sheeran's contact record, right at the very top of his string, there's going to say the private inspection note. That's going to say, loves the property, but the garden was too small. So you can see that that's been added directly into the system. I can go into the property record here. I can go into the related section, and I can go into feedback, and you'll be able to see that the feedback is sitting right at the top. So it very much is going to enable you to do everything that you need it to do, just with a couple clicks of a button. In terms of the getting them into the system and getting them all set up and really, really nurturing them, I feel that one of the prompts that we have a lot of feedback from as well is around building those match profiles. So if you are speaking to somebody and they give you their criteria, 9 times out of 10, you'll go back to your office, you'll sit down, you'll try and build a match profile, and then you'll try and match them up to some relevant contacts in the system. So we're trying to eliminate a lot of the steps of that simply by building you the ability to say to the system, Danny Lambert is looking to buy a property in E16. Can you build a residential match profile for him? Now, it's quite unique in terms of the step-by-step process that Rex now takes behind the scenes, because if Danny Lambert doesn't exist, as I mentioned, it's going to create the contact, it will create the property, it will give it an ID, it will create the category as residential sale, and it will put the search area in that you mentioned. You might even want to add some additional search criteria in there as well, but the status is active. So it's an active match profile that you're building. Now, the system's going to let you know that the profile is now ready and will match Danny to available residential properties in the E16 postcode area. To make this profile more effective, you may want to add additional search criteria such as his budget, number of bedrooms, bathrooms, property type references, any specific features or amenities. Now, I've just gone with the basics, but you can go as in-depth and as detailed as you want. You could even say Danny Lambert's looking for a 3-bedroom house, 2 bathrooms, and he wants a wine cellar, something like that. But I've just gone for 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, and a garden that's got south-facing views. So it's gone and really, really taken into consideration everything that I've said to it. It's now going to build that residential match profile, and it will now go behind the scenes and automatically match Danny Lambert to any of the properties in E16 that fits his criteria. So overall, from this part of the presentation, I'm trying to say is, when you're in a CRM system, you're clicking from section to section to say, I'm going to add this in. I'm now going to add the contact. I'm going to add the residential match profile. I'm going to select what I'm doing. The AI admin assistant is there for you to simply click on your phone, dictate into the system what you would like it to do, and then let the system do the magic behind the scenes. Now, as I'm sure you're aware, you can see the excitement from myself in terms of demonstrating this, because it's one of the features that I personally strongly believe in terms of get the agents doing what they do best in the viewings and getting the property sold, getting them rented, doing valuations and finding new landlords. And the admin bits that agents maybe sometimes let take the back seat will now take the front seat, so that we can ensure that every single piece of data that's going into your CRM system is of very, very high quality. Because if we can get high quality in AI admin when they're dictating it into the system, it can then be utilized across our other AI admin AI platforms as well. So like when Tom mentioned the prospecting platform, having that really rich piece of data that your team has added in will enable us to resurface them to tell you who you should be calling, when to call them, and what to say. So all of our AI products or features are going to really, really go hand in hand, which is why it's so important that we're doing our work behind the scenes to really, really utilize the data that you're adding into the system. Now, in terms of the final one I want to go through, because it's one of the most talked about features on any demonstration that I do, is booking an appointment into the diary. Now, we want to give our agents the control of booking those appointments. And again, I feel like I'm going over and over the same point again, but you're just telling the system exactly what you want it to do. So could you please book an appointment into the diary for Wednesday, the 6th of May at 10 a.m. for the property 76 Kildare Road? It will go through, because I've accidentally put the 6th of April when I was voice dictating this in. It's gone to be, did I mean the 6th of May? And I've gone, yes, exactly. 6th of May, 10 a.m. Would you like to proceed? It's now added that into the property. It's planned the calendar appointment. So it's added that into my calendar as Wednesday, the 6th of May between 10 and 11. They assume 1-hour appointment slots. However, you've got your CRM system configured with calendar settings is what it will assume. And then if the property's linked, it will link that here. I've actually told it at this stage something a little bit different. I've gone, no, stop there. Don't do anything else. So it's going to be understood. No calendar event has been created. The task has now been stopped as requested. And the system will open you up to a chat feature to now say to them, well, what would you like me to do next? Because I'm now not adding that in. And the AI admin assistant is giving you the ability to go back a little bit like what your chat GPTs and your Claude do, where you have that sort of free conversation with them. You can just go back and tell them exactly what you want it to do, instead of maybe adding that appointment in. And in a nutshell, that's sort of what I wanted to cover around the AI admin side of Rex. And again, I iterate, it's a very, very exciting feature. And it's one of those features that I can see delivering real value, which is why I was very, very keen to jump on with you guys today and run this webinar. But I guess, Tom, we can open it up for questions now, but I can hand back over to you if you wanted to add anything else on that.
No, thanks, Danny. I'll just go through some of the questions that we've already had and that have been answered. So the first question was, can you please confirm if email templates can be uploaded to the valuation email, or if it's a bespoke AR draft every time? And for right now, it's a bespoke AI draft using the property and contact context to personalize. It doesn't yet pull from your saved Rex email templates, but it's a great roadmap candidate for us to consider. The second question from Gary is this admin AI chat functionality available via the mobile app only or also via the desktop? So in beta, it will be app only, but desktop will be coming very, very soon. Richard asks, is there any reason why you aren't having these conversations with the system in real time? Yes, because we want to cover as many use cases as possible in the time that we have, because some of the more complex multi-step requests that Danny's demoing can take, up to 30 seconds to process. So it made sense to do it that way. And then from Sammy, will there be an additional subscription cost? Yes. So during beta, if you'd like access, it'll be free during beta. And specific pricing, we're still working through, and we'll share details closer to when we get to general availability. So there's another question there. Oh, so Richard, what we can do, if you want to reach out separately to, this is to Richard Woodward's question. If you want to reach out directly to Danny, we can do a one-on-one demo, and we can show you in real time exactly to your question how it would work in real time. And I think they were all the questions that were answered. And now, so Martin's question is, we missed the first part. Is it okay to send a recording on the full presentation? Absolutely. Anyone who registered for this webinar will receive a full version of the recording effectively within half an hour or so once the webinar finishes. So you'll get that shortly, Martin. And yeah, any other questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A section, and we'd be very happy to answer them. Beta, yes, thank you, Richard. Released today. So it is available now for everyone on this webinar to register for. Joel, I believe we're sharing a link in real time in this webinar for anyone attending to be able to click on and register.
Yeah, so hello everyone. Thanks for the questions. I've been answering as they come in. And yeah, awesome presentation, Danny and Tom. So yeah, if you check the chat right now, you'll see Gemma has shared a link that you can click on and register right away. And you'll also receive that email where you can register in a link included in the email as well. So yeah, please get in and register if you are interested.
And so the chat is just, if you scroll down to the bottom of Zoom, in case you don't know, and you just hover at the bottom, it'll pop up and you'll see chat with hopefully with a red number 1. You just click on that and you can register there. But as Joel said, you'll also all receive an email. Sean asked, we run a brokerage, will we have the ability to turn it on for some and not for others? So Sean, initially with the beta, it will be turned on for everybody. So that's how it will currently work. Carl has asked, how will token usage work? Will this be part of the cost of the service, or will we be able to manage our own token costs? Great question, Carl. So initially in beta, it will be free and it'll be effectively unlimited. And then the way that we will roll out pricing will take into account token usage, and you'll have the opportunity to pick tiers effectively based on how many tokens that you might want to use. And then Neil has asked, I've attempted to use the functionality on the app, but it hasn't worked for any prompts. Is that because it's not launched until, Joel, you're answering that.
Yeah. Thanks, Neil. So yeah, it will depend if you haven't seen it in the app, obviously we need to enable it and make sure it's turned on both in the UI of the app and also behind the scenes. So it's very likely that's the case. But yeah, if not, after you register today, please reach out to your CX team and we can make sure you have the access that you need.
Also on that one about doing the while we're not doing it live, if you guys do want a little bit more of like a personalized tailored demo, obviously reach out to support or the sales team, because we can run a bit more of a customizable session where we have a little bit more of a time frame where it's more one-on-one, and we can run the live customized prompts that you think you might run, and we'll do those as we go on the app as well.
And Richard has asked, when will we be demoing the additional features? Is this planned for later in the year? So I'm assuming that Richard's asking about, so admin is launching today, and I'm assuming asking about prospecting, nurture and manage. So prospecting will be launched in the thank you, you're quick, Richard, well played. Prospecting will be launched in the next 4 to 6 weeks, and yes, we will do a webinar. Same thing, we'll invite you to see it. And then nurture and manage will be in the second half of this year. So in somewhere between let's say August and November, in and around there. And then, oh, Gary's question disappeared.
Sorry, that was me. I did just respond, but it was a good question just around, does this impact any of the existing UI or workflows that everyone is used to? And yeah, the answer is absolutely not. So all the existing CRM functionality that you've built up and familiar with is remaining unchanged, and this will just be offered as an alternative that you can use that might be a bit more direct or appropriate in particular situations. So yeah, don't worry about losing any of the existing UI.
And as anyone may be thinking of any additional questions, once you're using beta, we really are very keen for you to provide feedback to us. So whatever your experience is, good, bad, and indifferent, we'd love to hear it, because beta is beta for a reason. It helps us take the feedback on board and continue to evolve and improve the product over time. So we'd love to hear all of your feedback. We have a question from Davin, which is, can you scan a handwritten note, and will AI admin read the note and input into the CRM? The answer is yes. So you can take a photo of that note, and the AI admin will read that and scan it and then populate the chat to enable you to assume that it's correct, hit go, and then populates the CRM. Great question, Davin. So we're still here. We're happy to hang for the next 10 minutes or so for any additional questions that there might be. Carl, how long will the beta last for? Look, anywhere depending on the feedback that we receive, but right now we're planning anywhere between 4 and 8 weeks. But yeah, it's all subject to, again, the feedback that we get, and yeah, and bringing pricing and all those sorts of things together. Thanks, Sean. You're a legend. Sean says, how is anyone else going to focus? How is anyone going to focus on anything else today? It's very exciting. You can probably hear it in our voices too. You can probably hear my voices going. I've been talking all day about AI admin, and we're super pumped about it. We think it's a real game changer for the industry. It just makes it super easy, as Danny said, for all of you agents and principals and admins alike to use CRM. It's kind of like having ChatGPT or Claude sitting within your CRM that you can just prompt and ask it to do what you need it to do, and get out and not spend so much time on admin, and actually spend more of your time on doing the things that actually generate the commission. So thank you, Sean. Well, in that case, if there are no further questions, which it looks like we're all clear on that, thank you very much for making the time to join us and to hear all about AI admin, and also a sneak peek into what's coming on our AI roadmap. We're really pumped about it, and I'm very grateful to have you spend the time with us. As Danny said, feel free to reach out directly if you'd like an in-person demo. Please register to get access to the beta via either the link in the chat or via the email that you receive. And yeah, really appreciate everybody's time, and we'll finish. Oh, yep. And I thought there was another question, but there's not. And we'll finish the webinar now. Thank you, everybody.